So I got a crazy idea. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but I want to be Stardew Valley's first ever billionaire. And this is the first episode of my incredibly ridiculous journey. I will only upload videos on this when I reach considerable milestones. The first episode is just to set the stage as I figure out how I'm going to actually achieve this. I will only be using a single mod during this journey, and that is the scythe harvesting mod. Just because harvesting crops by hand takes forever and I have gotten kind of attached to the scythe. As soon as I got this idea in my head, I knew I needed some starfruit seeds, like a lot of them. You need to spend money to make money after all. So without hesitation, I bought 2,000 starfruit seeds from Sandy at the Oasis. 2,000 is not nearly close enough, but it is a good start. I will be back, Sandy. Make sure you have plenty of stock. In my journey of becoming a billionaire, Sandy will be a millionaire with the amount of starfruit seeds I will be buying from her. I think Ginger Island makes this a tiny bit easier, since you can plant any crop on Ginger Island no matter what season it is. So I can quite easily fill up my entire Ginger Island farm with starfruit. I quickly realized that the actual amount of farming space on the Ginger Island is actually quite small, so I will probably have to get creative so I can plant even more crops. When I first started planting crops on my Ginger Island, I noticed that I have neglected my Ginger Island farm quite a bit. It is covered in weeds, and somehow half of my iridium sprinklers are missing. I guess if you don't clear the weeds often enough, they actually destroy some of your sprinklers. If you have a bunch of crops on your Ginger Island farm, make sure to clear out the weeds every now and then. Iridium sprinklers are valuable after all. I did use some speed grow on my crops on Ginger Island, but I don't think it's feasible to continue to use them just because of the sheer amount of crops I will have to plant. Grinding and trying to craft speed grow doesn't feel feasible. I need large quantities of this stuff, and time isn't too much of an issue. I can just sleep if I have to. I did notice that sometimes when I harvest crops, the speed grow doesn't disappear like normal fertilizer, but it kind of seems random. Naturally, I will be turning all of these starfruit into wine. I currently only have 2 deluxe sheds filled with kegs, meaning that I will definitely have to make more sheds for this to work. I also have a smaller shed filled with preservation jars. It is true that starfruit wine sells for more than starfruit jelly, but I need to make use of everything I have. 1 billion gold is an absolute absurd number after all. You could age your starfruit wine into iridium quality to increase the value of the wine by quite a bit, but it takes way too long. I will make sure to keep my casks full in the basement, but it probably won't be a reliable source of income. For now, I am planning to build some of those cabins that you can upgrade. Then I will have another basement to put even more casks in them. I believe this will be critical later on, but for this episode, I just want to make a huge amount of money so I don't have to worry about buying more seeds. They are pretty expensive after all. Only harvesting starfruit and turning them into wine would be incredibly boring. So I am also planning to diversify my money-making processes just to keep from going insane. So I will continue looking after my animals and turning their produce into artisan goods like cheese and mayonnaise. I'm going to be using my hoppers to make life just a little bit easier. But I noticed something interesting about the hoppers. When you launch Stardew Valley through the modded version, the hoppers don't automatically refill your cheese machines, which was quite strange because all of the other machines work like normal. And I'm definitely going to leverage the Skull Cavern and try and make a fortune there too. I released a video a while ago showing that it is possible to farm insane amounts of iridium ore pretty easily in the Skull Cavern and then turn all of the iridium ore into bars. And with a certain mining profession, each bar can sell for 1,500 gold. That is quite a lot. I already have a jade farm and about 1,000 furnaces. So this is a good start. I think this is the tactic that most challenge runners use when trying to get a certain amount of gold in their first year in Stardew Valley. quite quickly I realized that this isn't going to work on my current farm layout. I think I will need to place another 10 sheds, but I don't want to ruin this playthrough and make my farm look ugly. I will probably make a copy of this save file, keep the original for normal play and other videos, and have the copy for this billionaire challenge. I don't want to destroy my farm layout. It isn't as good looking as some of the other farms I've seen, but I'm pretty proud of it anyway. I think I've spent close to a full season getting ready to start off this challenge. I think it is about time I sell what I have managed to get and see how much money I've been able to make. This will be a learning process for me as well, but I'm hoping for the best. Let's start off by selling all of my animal products and then move on to selling all of my wine. I managed to get quite a bit of wine, mostly regular quality starfruit wine, but I also have some iridium quality starfruit wine. I have some other types of wine also from other videos, but I don't expect those to make a lot of money compared to starfruit wine. I do have a crazy amount of jams and caviar because I always wanted my preservation jars to be busy. I tend to just put random stuff in them, and over time I managed to amass quite a lot of jam. The thing I like about preservation jars is that they work pretty quick. They only take 4 days to produce jam compared to wine that produces it every 7 days. I might just make more preservation jars so that I can make jam with fruit from my fruit trees as well. I actually have a ton of fruit trees. I probably have like 6 fruit trees on Ginger Island, and I have about 9 in my greenhouse. You'd be surprised at just how much they can actually produce, so I might as well put them to use. Alrighty, it's finally the time to see how much I made. 5.7 million gold. Wow, that is actually a ton of money. I could easily go buy a return scepter and maybe a few obelisks with that. And I just got the 10 million gold achievement too. Now that number does sound like a lot, but 1 billion gold is still very far away. On this playthrough I made 13 million gold in total. That is 1.3% of 1 billion. So I am incredibly far from my goal. But this has opened my eyes. I think that 1 billion gold is definitely possible. It doesn't have to take a full year in real time. I have some big plans for this challenge. If you want to see my next milestone, make sure to subscribe. I think I have an idea of how I can increase my profits by a ton. But you will have to wait until the next video to find out what I'm going to do. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am determined to be Stardew Valley's first ever billionaire. It's going to be a lot of work, but it'll be worth it. I think. I'm not too sure, but I think it will. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like, and as always, I will see you in the next video.